Hey guys, it's Harry and Ben from Big Dog Fishing Adventures.
And today we're at Snobs Creek Fish Hatchery. VFA have given us the amazing opportunity to come in and film the behind the scenes of what happens here. And we're so excited to show you guys, so come with us. Let's go.
Harry, nice to meet you. I'm Ben, nice to meet you.
Ben, how you going, Ben?
So what's the plan for today?
Well, welcome to Snobs Creek Hatchery. It's part of the Victoria Fisheries Authority. And today we're going to have a look around the salmonid area, so the cold water part. And then later on I'll take you down and we'll have a look through the native fish building where I'll introduce you to Matt Beattie and he'll show you around that. So
yeah, sounds good.
We'll go back through the hatchery now, and then once we do that, we'll go out and feed some broodfish, and then we'll have a look at the normal yearlings that we stock generally through the year.
Yeah,
So,
super excited. Let's go.
Come in and have a look.
Thank you.
Very noisy in here, so the sound's going to be. I mean, when we're outside. So the sound might be better. So in here we've got these are 2,000 litre self-cleaning tanks.
Yep.
So what we have in here, these are rainbow trout at the moment. So there's approximately 40,000 fish in the tank. These little guys here are nearly ready to go outside into the raceway system. So they're little rainbows in here at the moment.
So how old is something like that?
Okay, so these guys are the leaders for this year, for 2022. So we actually spawned these in June this year. A lot of these hatched in July and August of this year, and they've grown to about 1.5 grams from egg so far. These guys start eating after about 2 weeks after hatching, once they've used up their egg sac, and then we move them from the incubators up into these tanks. So we'll just slowly wander through the hatchery and I'll show you the different stages. And then we can go out and see where these things come from. Sounds good. So here we've got these are Chinook salmon. So these guys actually spawn earlier than trout. So these guys are about the middle of March. So it's pretty much just after summer. And that's why they're larger. These guys go to the crater lakes. So we stock these into Lake Currambee and they call it Macquarie. There is a couple of other waterways, but they're the main two that we do every year. And these guys, they actually were hatching in May, June when we were starting the trout.
Yeah, right.
So these are about 5 to 6 grams now. And same water, same environment to run through with the trout. So we have the same temperature, they're in the same water as everyone else. All right, that one. And so these guys are stocked prior to the trout. So we do on grow some of these as well. Obviously we do brood stock. We have 4 year classes here at any one time. So these guys are classed as bride. We'll have yearlings last year. We'll have 2-year-old, 3-year-old and 4-year-old. 4-year-old tends to be the ones that we spawn to. We get the best eggs from. So at any given time we have to have 4 generations of Chinooks on site. The trout can get away with 2 or 3. So that's it. Go out and let's have a look at the little white box.
Let's go.
youngest fish that we have on site is brown trout. There's 22 of these white troughs, and they've all got around 50 to 70,000 fish per box. The blue tank hold around about, you can start off with 80,000 and go as low as, say, 20,000.
Yeah, wow.
All the units that we have in this hatchery are chocolate white. They're a good year, and there's a lot of fish involved in this. So these little fellas you see here, these are the youngest. So these guys hatch at the end of July, and we're just feeding them out. July, August. And I think there's, if you look at the end of the trough there, you'll probably see how many are in there. I'll probably say about 40K. Yeah, 40,000 fish in that tank there. So we have a white short line at the end. The numbers change, we take fish out, put fish in. We've got to keep track, because when the fish are small, brown and rainbows look really, really similar. You don't want to mix them up. So what we'll do is we'll go and see where these guys come from.
Yeah, sweet.
Okay, so when we do take the eggs from the brood stock, we actually bring the brood stock into a tank, and we hand strip the eggs out. The eggs go into these containers. They've got a fly line on them, and what happens is the water, it's all gravity through here. It goes through a filter as well, and then this, we hold about 3 litres of eggs, depending on what species. 3 litres of brown eggs is probably around about 25,000 eggs per jar. And we fill all of these jars every year. We're starting off with the Chinook salmon, and then we'll go browns and rainbows about 2 months later. So these have water going through them daily, like all the time, they don't stop. And the reason for it stops the sedimentation getting on the eggs, because it's actually going through them all the time. So I've got some photos that I'll send you of these in action. It's just they finished about a month and a half ago. We'll go find out where the eggs come from. We've got Mark here feeding some brood fish. These are brood fish brown trout. These guys we got eggs out of this year, so the little fish that you saw in the hatchery are from these fish here. These fish we're reconditioning now, and they'll actually end up in places like the Yearling Chinooks, a few of the other waterways. We can't park them a long way because you only get so many in a tank. That's why they tend to go to the pondage at Yearling, because it's cold all year round as well. So it's one of the waterways that we can stock throughout the summer months as well. A lot of the rainbows that you see here actually part of the stonkers that we released on trout opening. So these are part of those as well. They're ranging from 3 to 5 kilos, this one. The larger fish that we got rid of early got up to 7 kilos. We actually put some in last week into the pondage just for the start of the school holidays that were 5 to 8 kilos. So nice big rainbow. Well, we'll go and have a look at some Chinook salmon. Yeah, that's good. We've got a whistling tide as well. So these guys are last year's fish. So these are, I'll go and get a net so we can pack some out for you. But we use these larger 9,000 litre tanks to pond grow a lot of the brown trout. These are self-cleaning, so the water's being coming and going all through those. So we've got an exchange rate of about 1 to 2 every hour. So all of the waste is being do get a bit of predation, that's why you see the big nets around them. That's the smaller fish. Yeah. But I'll go and grab a hand net and we'll catch a few out there. I'll grab some out of here. These, all these tanks here will be actually released before November, so before the summer starts. So we need to get as many fish out as we can. We have a stocking guide, like we have to get so many fish out that we have put aside the stocking per year. So we've got a set number that we have to reach. At the moment, I think all waterways bar and fields have their yearly stocking, and we're just topping up now. So we've got a little bit more to go. And once we finish stocking these guys, we'll actually be starting on the native fish. But the trout go all year round. We don't stop farming the trout because these are last year's stock, and we've also got next year's which are in the hatchery at the moment. We do have larger brown trout that we've got in the redfin waters. So we've got some over there. We've got to catch a few browns for them. Might go to come with the Okay, come over here, guys. So there's several waterways that we do every year. We put in larger fish because there's a predation by redfin, and we've been trialling for a few years now on putting larger fish into those waterways. It's always good to get feedback from the waterways that we do larger fish. So I'll just show you the difference from the little ones that you saw inside. These are the same age. Push them on a lot faster. So these are the roto fish. So these are traditionally what we're stocking now into any waterways that deem that they might get eaten by someone else. But yeah, so they're fish that will be going to places such as Lake Vine when they're eating places like that. Go and have a look at some Chinooks. That's right next door. We just loaded 2 trucks out of here this morning. I'll just get parked. So we loaded 8,000 out of here this morning. They went to Lake Currambee. These are Yearling Chinooks. So the majority of the Chinooks we put out are still fingerlings. These ones go to Currambee because it's considered a lot of predation from redfin. So we try to give them some fish that are a little bit larger to get them through. So I'll just catch a couple out. So you can see here, they're about the same size as those browns, but they're Yearling Chinooks. You see the colour, they look like pilchards more than salmon. So Chinook salmon, Pacific salmon, Galdays call them quinnet salmon. And hopefully by the end of this month they'll all be in the water. 8,000 went this morning. It's a long way. It's always a 2-day trip for the truck. And so a place like Currambee, we'd probably visit 12 times a year. So when you've got about 300 waterways to stock, most of them get visited at least 3 times. A place like Currambee and Bullameri, they get 12 truckloads a year, and they're overnighters, so it's like 24. So what have we got about 14 days just involved in stocking Currambee. All right, we'll go down to the native fish building and I'll hand you over to Matt.
Sounds good.
meet you.
G'day, I'm Mark.
So what's your job here at the hatchery? What do you do?
So I'm a technical officer, which we have a few more on staff. So our role out through the hatchery or mining Pacific will be looking after the native fielding, and then on top of that we also have the salmonids that we look after, and out through our weekly schedule we might be in the trucks delivering the fish all over the Victorian countryside. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So if you'd like, I can show you some fish.
Yeah,
and
let's see it.
we'll give them a quick feed.
Is it just pellets you feed them?
Yeah, so we've got a range of different size pellets for the different class of fish. So our brood stock generally on 9mm, and we've got 3mm, 6mm. There's little tackers inside, 0.5, 0.7, 1mm. So here we've got our Chinook salmon. Typically with the Chinook salmon we'll feed them just that little bit slower, just so they eat all the food. Where you find in the browns and rainbows, you can generally get the food out a bit quicker on them.
Yeah. Do you know how many fish in like a pool like this is in there?
Oh, you can have up to, there might be 30,000.
Yeah, right.
Like those jars, you can see inside have 20,000 eggs.
Yeah.
And then those white boxes hold 3 of those jars. And then from there you go white box into a tank.
Yeah.
And then from the tank you go out to here. And try not to overstock them. The lighter on, probably the better too.
Yeah. So how many times do you feed like a group like this a day?
So out through the day we might, depending on where they're going to, or if we need to get them up to size, we feed them, maybe 4 buckets, 5 buckets.
Yeah.
For our family fish, if we're really pushing them to get them up to a certain date, then we can really put in a feeding regime and feed them twice a day and put in, just get the feed right into them,
Yeah.
But a lot of these fish you might be expecting for next year, or they don't need to grow as big. Redfin waters are probably a little bit bigger than your average stocking we put in. Yeah, so there's this theory that we grow bigger fish so the redfin don't predate on them as much.
Yeah. Have a look at that trees. Crazy.
Pretty awesome species.
Yeah.
One of my favourites.
Pretty cool stuff here. Not many people get to see all this type of stuff, so I think they're pretty lucky to have this experience. Oh yeah.
It's one of those places, Snobs Creek, even though it's a closed door to the public, like if you ever get the chance to come to our opening days, it's a pretty special place to see, and the fact that we can produce so many fish, yes we rely on other hatcheries, but as well as producing the numbers that come out of Snobs with the staff we've got, it's just incredible.
Yeah.
And I think it comes down to the dedication and love from all the staff members as well. We all love to go fishing, or we might have some sort of a love for fish in general, and yeah, really it pays off at the end result. When you guys get to go and catch our fish out in the wild, so to speak. And even like when I go fishing myself and I get to see my mates again, it's like, how you going, sort of thing.
Yeah, I think the number one thing that shocked me coming in here was just like the volume of fish you have, like even just the tiny little ones. You just walk through there and there's 40,000 in one tub, and you've just seen these are all going to grow.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think like the little favourite thing of mine, like to get the real young kids coming in, they may have never seen a fish, or they might see 1 or 2, in their young lifetime, but when they see, thousands just in the tank and they get a bit of feed on them, it's like, the smiles on their faces, the splashing water, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it never gets old, like even out through my day, like I'll still have a smile on my face, even feeding the cod, feeding our broodfish cod, that's pretty cool when you see them boofing off the surface, It never gets old, so.
No, you do a good job.
No, thank you.
So we'll just ask a few questions. We may as well start off with how old is the place?
Oh, it's over 70 years of age.
Yeah.
We had a anniversary here a few years ago.
Yep.
And yeah, so it was created just after the Second World War. I think when the first sod of earth was turned over.
Wow.
And it was chosen because of the quality of the water and the gradient that the hatchery's on. It's all gravity fed here. We do have pumps back up from the Goulburn when drought years come in, but it was chosen because of its area, where it is, and the gradient of the land. So all the water you see through here is all gravity fed.
Yeah, nice. I've got a question. How many fish do you transport in and out the hatchery?
Well, last year we did 1.9 million salmonids, so that's brown trout, rainbow trout, Chinook salmon, tiger trout, cheetah trout, all that sort of thing. So predominantly it's brown trout, more sought after. At this stage the sizes vary. The fingerlings is the main stocking of the fish, up to between 25 to 40 grams on average, but we do have red fin waters that we prefer the fish to be over 50 grams. And then we do our family fishing water fish. So there's about 95,000 of 180 gram plus rainbows we do every year for school holidays and special events. And then we've got our ex-brood stock that's around us now. And these guys, once we're finished with them after 3-year-old, rising 4, we then recondition them and put them back out in the wild too.
Yeah, nice. So what do you reckon? Do you reckon it's more which one's more sought after, the rainbows or the browns?
Browns tend to have more interest due to fly fishing and stuff like that. Rainbows tend to be more of our inland waterways. Browns tend to do a bit better in the streams and stuff, but no, both are fairly popular. But browns tend to have the edge on the rainbows. And another thing too, we are one of the few that actually grow brown trout in such large numbers too.
Thanks, that's been awesome. Great experience.
Thanks for coming. So you'll have to come back when we're doing the natives, and I think you guys are off to Arcadia tomorrow.
We're going to Arcadia, so
catch up.
Thanks, that's been great insight.
Thanks
Pretty
for the
lucky.
experience
Not many
as well.
people get to.
No, more than welcome. So you'll have to come back when we've got the small-bodied native hatchery up and running.
We'd love to. Thank you.
Good on you guys. Catch up.